Genesis chapter 9. Come on.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9. From the top.
Come on.
He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently.
What should we do?
Measure thou the times diligently
itself. And when thou seest the part of the signs of the past, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Khan.
And that's what we're seeing.
Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Yeah, that's what we're seeing as well. We're seeing that the Most High is judging the earth right about now. He's nigh. He's visiting the earth which he made, man. And that's why we need to stay diligent and keep thy precepts and the commandments. Especially, brother, we've got a 1 minute. Here's scripture. Yeah, you don't believe in the Most High now? Yeah, so that's why we need to be diligent, man, and we need to watch and pray. Like we just brought out, we have to pray that the days are shortened as well for the elect's sake. So we can't be trying to hold on to this kingdom, man. Hold on to this this world right now. Get me 1 John 2 and 15, Bunker. Yeah, because we're not meant to be part of this, you know. The most Yahweh Shai said that he came not for the world, you know.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, then the love of the Father is not in him.
That's right, man. So if you're loving this world, man, the love of the Father is not in you. You know, you need to be on the same vibe as the Most High, man, and Yahweh Shai. You need to use these scriptures as an example, you know, because it was written for us, man. It was written so that we can learn and that we can choose the right path. You know, get me Jeremiah 6:16, Baba Kashar, because someone else get me Deuteronomy 32. And I think it's 8.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old path.
And what?
And see, and ask for the old path. Where is the good way?
Where is the what?
Where is the good way?
That's what we did. Where we standed and we asked for the old path, the good way. You know, that's what we're trying to show our people now. The so-called black Native Americans, yeah, the Seminole Indians, the Hispanics, the Latinos, the ones that have been put through the curses through Deuteronomy 28 and are still going through these curses today as a generational seed curse, yeah. We're trying to wake you up, man. We're trying to ask you, come back.
Where is the good way? And walk therein.
And what?
And walk therein.
Yeah.
And ye shall find rest for your souls.
And that's what we want, man. We want rest, man, because there's no rest in this kingdom. You know, there's no rest in this kingdom. Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is his lot. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
That's right, man. So we're only out here for the Israelites. The Jacob and Israel, man. The northern and southern kingdom. You know, and that's why we need to remember the days of old. We need to consider the years of many generations. You know, a lot of people do that right now. So what are you going to teach your children when they grow up and all they know is computers and technology? You know, there wasn't none of that back in the day, you know. Abraham weren't picking up the phone and calling Lot. Do you know what I'm saying? He had to ride out and go and save him. You know? And that's how it used to be when I was young. I don't know about some brothers, but we didn't always have phones, man. We always used to meet up at a certain place. And that's what it's gonna come to now, man, because all this is gonna crumble, man. 78. Is that right? Yeah, can't. Yeah, that's what we need to do though, man. We need to come back to the Heavenly Father, start keeping His law, statutes, commandments. Whether they hear or forbid, we still have to come out here.
Prophesy
You know what I
to the
mean?
wind.
Yeah, go on.
Psalm 78 and verse 5.
Yeah,
For He established a testimony in Jacob
yeah,
and appointed a law in Israel,
yeah.
which He commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children,
Yeah.
that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children.
Yeah,
Sister,
man. So
come in.
we're meant to teach our children the laws and the statutes and commandments. We're meant to teach our children what the Most High did for Israel, for the Israelites in Egypt. You know? Yeah, go on.
Verse 7, that they, Psalm 78 and 7, that they might set their hope in power
Yeah.
in God, and not forget the works of God,
Yeah.
but keep His commandments.
But what?
But keep His commandments.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's playing upon tables, man. Everywhere you go throughout, from the Old to the New Testament, it's just gonna say keep His commandments, and that's it. Go on.
And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation,
Yeah.
a generation that sets not their hearts aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God.
Yeah, that's right, man, and that's what caused, them to go off and to ask Aaron to build them a calf in the wilderness. Do you know what I mean?
Which made them naked.
Yeah, which made them naked, and
Beginning of a spiritual
fornication. Yeah, get that. Was it Wisdom of Solomon? 12. Yeah, it's 14 or 12.
14 and 12. This one's on
14 and 12.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
Yeah, man. So the beginning of idols was the beginning.
Beginning of spiritual falling. The devising of idols.
Yeah, go on, read that again.
For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and of the invention of them, of the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever.
That's right, man. So what was a golden calf gonna do for the children of Israel? You know? Yeah, that was what Aaron made from them with the gold and that. You know what I mean? So we're not, that's simple mindset. That's what we was going into this morning about the Jews requiring a sign. That's why a lot of our people don't want to hear right now, because miracles ain't being done. But the fact that brothers like us and brothers out there and sisters out there that have come from a hard life and changed their ways, that's a miracle in itself. But that's spiritual, man. The carnal man's not gonna understand that. Go on.
Even like when we was talking about with the Matthew 24, that they could have Matthew 24, if it was the case, they would have deceived the very elect.
Yes.
Right? Because the elect, they're the guys that expose the magic tricks. When you got them guys that do the magic,
Yes.
and then they got the mask on, they're like, nah, Houdini, that's nonsense. That was science. That was an illusion. That's the elect. They're the guys that expose wizards and witches, man. Right? Through precepts of the Bashim Yahushai, or just with their trickery, with their sorcery, man, with their science, man. Saying now you can't pull a wool over our eyes, man.
That's right.
That's why the scriptures specifically say be as wise as the serpent and then as harmless as a dove, man.
Right, man. That's right. So, what's it? Get me Baba Bashar. Psalms chapter 3 and verse 5. Baba Bashar. No, so it's like it. Proverbs. It's like it. Proverbs 3 and verse 5. Yeah.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5.
Read it out.
Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding.
That's why we trust in the Most High with all our heart. We don't lean on our own understanding and what man has taught us.
That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Go on, read on.
Slack ya.
That's right.
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
In what?
In all thy ways acknowledge him,
Yeah.
and he shall direct thy path.
That's right, man. So if we acknowledge him in everything that we do, he will direct our path, man, in righteousness. He's not gonna set our path in wickedness if we're trusting in him with all our heart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? You got something?
Yeah.
Go on.
Mark chapter 7 and verse 6.
Yeah?
And he said unto them, well, have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honor me with their lips, but with their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain they do worship me, teaching the doctrines, the commandments of men.
The what?
The commandments of men.
men.
And laying aside the commandments of God. Ye hold the traditions of men as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
That's right, man. So these people, they say that they follow the Most High, but really they're worshipping the commandments of men. Do you know what I mean? Get me Jeremiah 4:22. And give me Psalms 40 and verse 4.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people are foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
That's it, man. So they're wise to do evil, man. In things that are evil and against the Most High, they're wise in them things. But to do good, they have no knowledge. And that's why it says our people have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. You know what I mean? That's why the brothers are out here, across the four corners. There's going to be Israelites waking up all over. Because remember, the gospel has to be preached unto the four corners of the earth. Is that a good one?
Psalms chapter 40 and verse 45, verse 4. Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies.
That's right, man. So we only, there's no respect of persons of the Most High. He's only gonna hold and gather and keep. So that's right. That's right. How you doing? You're right. You believe in the Bible? Yeah. So did you go to church? Yeah. Do you know that the Most High said that? Get Acts 7 and 48 of the show. Yeah, because this what we need to understand is the pastor's not going to tell us everything. He's only going to teach us certain things. You understand?
Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Howbeit that the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, saith the prophet.
So the church is actually a building that was made by men. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go on.
Isaiah 66 and verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne,
The heaven is my throne.
and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that they build unto me, and where is my place of rest?
So it's a bit.
Where is the place of my rest?
So in a sense, it's a bit proud for a man to even think he can build a place for the Most High. You know what I mean? Because if you read the Bible, You know, Jerusalem. You know, when David gave Solomon, his son, the blueprint to build the temple. That's it. From that temple, there's been no other temple. Do you understand? The temple is really within us. Get me 1 Corinthians 3 and 16. Yeah.
We get 1 Corinthians 3.
Yeah. Because we need to go back and forth in it to understand what we're reading. Because we can't just read it like a book. We can't just read it like a book. Do you understand?
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God,
So you are the temple of God.
That's right.
You know?
and the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are.
You're a holy temple, you know, so we are the temple of God. You know, no man can build the temple of God. Do you understand? That's why we need to understand the Bible. The pastor's not going to tell us this. You know, go on.
This is Matthew chapter 18 and verse 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, and that's the point. Our name is in the Most High.
We're gathered together
In His name.
in His name. Go on.
There am I in the midst of them.
Yeah, so the Most High is going to be in the midst of them that gathered together in His name.
That's not everybody.
So for example, in the church, they will say, what's God's name? They will just say God, isn't it? And then they'll, what's his, not Jehovah, yeah. What's his son's name? Yeah, well they will say Jesus Christ in the church. But that's not his real name. His real name is Yahweh Shai. That's the son, and his father is Yahweh. So we come out here in the name of Yahweh, Bar Hashem Yahweh Shai, in the name of his son. Do you understand? So if you're not in that name, get me Acts 4 and 12.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 2. Therefore saith the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock, and driven them away. They have not visited them. Behold, I will visit you upon your evil doing, saith the Lord.
So basically, the pastors are scattering the sheep. You know, the Most High refers to us as His sheep. You know, so we know like so-called Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. He says he's coming to save the lost sheep, because we're lost as a people. We don't know who we are. What's your nationality? British. Yeah, African. So you gave me 2 different nationalities there. But African is a country with like 56, a continent with 56 countries, and British is just the name of someone who's pretending to be the Brit, because it was Britannia first. British is ish. When you look in the word, the suffix of ish, it means to pretend to be. Do you understand? So really, where's your father from? Congo. Exactly. So even the Congolese, you know, King Leopold. Do you know about what he did to the people? Yeah, he was a real evil man. Do you know what I mean? You know, today in Belgium they have chocolate fingers. You can look there, chocolate hands, where they glorify the fact that he used to chop off Congolese people's hands if they didn't meet their quota. You know, if they didn't get enough rubber, or if they didn't get enough, you know. So these are the things we need to know. Did you know that? See, so that's our history. And do you know why that happened to the Congolese? Because we didn't listen. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Acts 4 and 12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven.
There is what?
For
There is none other name under heaven
given among men whereby we must be saved.
We can't say in the Lord Jesus Christ. That's not going to save us. There's no other name that can save us other than Yahweh, Bar Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Can you say that? Yahweh. And his son's name, Yahweh Shai. Yeah, see? They're the names that are going to save us. That's powerful, bro. You know, because remember, you know, even the Congolese, some of them, their language can, I believe some of them, their language goes back to the Hebrew. Yeah, so that's the Father's name, that's the Son's name, and this is it in the Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? So the Hebrew, like for example, the Old Testament, which is the Genesis to Malachi, yeah, that was written in Hebrew originally. King James translated it from Hebrew to English. That's why we can read it now. Do you know what I mean? But it wasn't. The original language was. Yeah. So look. Go into the curse. This is why this happened to the Congolese, because not just the Congolese, even the Caribbeans, they call them, like the West Indians. They so-called West Indians. They went through slavery as well. They had to pick cotton and tobacco. So it's an oppression that we went through.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken.
So basically it's saying it shall come to pass in the future, if you don't listen
unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to you all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So is a curse a good thing? No, so, you know, this the Most High said, if we don't listen, these curses are going to come upon us. Get me 37.
This is the curse.
37. Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
So all these other nations, they look at us and they're astonished by us. You know, black on black crime, and you know, we hate each other, we're always causing a commotion, our women are all loud in the street, you know what I mean? That's an astonishment. You know, a proverb is like, you know, black people love watermelon or chicken, you know what I mean? And a byword is black. Calling yourself black is actually a byword, because black is a colour. Do you understand? Like, you're actually brown. Do you know what I mean? And this is a curse on us. You know?
Go on, go to 48.
Can't. Verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So we're going to serve, the Most High said, we're going to serve our enemies. Yeah, the Belgium, the Jamaicans serve the British, and you know, the Americans serve the French, the Native Americans. Yeah, they're going to serve God.
Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So the Most High sent them against us, because remember, we didn't listen. You see what I mean?
In hunger,
in hunger,
and in nakedness.
So when you want something to drink, where do you go and buy it? You go to Tesco's. Yeah, who owns that shop? Or if you go to a corner shop, just know it's either a Turkish man or Indian man. They're the ones that own these shops, you know? Even when you go to buy clothes, like Nike and Adidas and all that, they're who owns these? Not black people, not so-called black people, is it?
And nakedness, and in want of all things.
And in what?
And in want of all things.
Anything you want. If you want to get an education, send your child to school. You have to send them to a school that is governed by so-called white people. They're the ones that make up the curriculum in the school. If you want to drive a car, you need a driving license. You know what I mean? We have to go to our enemies for this. You know, like a so-called Congolese man ain't giving you a driving license, or he ain't giving you a curriculum to go to school. Do you understand? You see what I mean, God?
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
And he shall what?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he has destroyed thee.
And that's what they did. They put yokes of iron on our neck. Yeah, they put yokes of iron upon our neck. You know, in slavery, they put iron on our neck. They put iron on the Congolese neck. Have you not seen it? You know, they have, you know, chopped off hands and that. You know? And it says until the Most High has destroyed thee.
Put Congolese.
Yeah, and the hands. Yes. Is that better? Is that better? Yeah? Yeah, that's better.
Can't.
Perfect. Yeah, so it says until he destroyed thee. So get me how Hosea 4 and 6. So we've been destroyed now. And get me Isaiah 1 and verse 3. Give me that one first, Bishop. Yeah? Because this is what we need to hear. The pastor's not going to tell us this.
This is Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
The ox and an ass knows where they belong. The ox knows his owner, and the ass knows how to get home. These are animals that are not smart. They're just basic animals, simple animals. Yeah. Go on.
Ox is a bull or a cow and that.
Yeah.
And an ass is a donkey. Yeah. But Israel doeth not know. My people do not consider.
So he's saying Israel don't know who they are, and we don't even consider. So our people don't even want to consider where we really come from, because before Congo and the Congolese, we were somewhere else. We had to flee from certain places because of persecution. You know.
Establish that if we don't abide by the commandments, it says that the Israelites will be affected. So all of these things that we've been going under, like different name changing, serving everybody for want of all things, those things are pertaining to Israelites.
That's right.
Hold that. That's the key word, though. Yeah.
That's right.
That nation that we should be called, isn't West African, isn't Black British. It's Israelites, according to God. That's the name.
That's our nationality according to the Most High. We are Israel, you know? And you know, because you know Abraham and Isaac, and Abraham's son was Isaac, Isaac's son was Jacob, and his name got changed to Israel. So he's the father of the Israelites, and that's who we are. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
The 12 tribes of Israel. Have you heard that before? Yeah.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Saying my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. We're the ones who don't know who we are. Do you know what I mean? You know, the Spanish knows he goes back to Spain. The Chinese man knows he goes back to China. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But we don't know where we're from. You know, if someone says to you, I'm Jamaican or I'm West Indian, even like the Congolese and the Nigerians and the Ghanaians, they haven't always been there. That's only recently they've been dwelling in them lands. Do you understand? Have you got any questions? Are you sure?
It says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, and thou shalt be no priest unto me. Seeing thou hast forgotten thy law of that God, I will also forget thy children.
So, because we forgot the knowledge of the Most High, He's forgot us. That's why we might feel now as a people that the Most High doesn't love us, because you know but the thing is, if you had a son and you told him not to do something and then he went and did it, you're going to tell him off, ain't you? And that's what the Most High has done. He's told us off. He's telling us off still today. That's why the rappers, like you know, like the drill artists and they all are so-called blacks. You know, they're all talking about killing each other, and the women are bad bees, and they want to shake it and act like hoes on the thing.
Malachi chapter 2 and verse 2. If thou will not hear, and if thou will not lay it to heart, to give glory to my name, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, I will even send a curse upon you. I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart. Verse 6. The law of truth was not in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth,
Come.
for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. So basically it says in Hosea that for lack of knowledge, we wouldn't be priests unto the Most High. But if we did keep the law of the Most High, truth would come out our lips. And we would be knowledgeable to the people. Now with the proverb Jeremiah 23, the pastors are scattering out the sheep. That's why we're lost. We're calling ourselves black, Congo, Jamaican, all these names that the slave masters given us. Because when you watch Roots, they told Kunta Kente that your name's going to be Toby. And our last names now is Winston, our last names are Jones, our last names Brown and Green and White. These are not the last names of the Most High. The last names of the Most High are Judah, Benjamin, Issachar, Reuben. Those are his people. His people ain't Mr. John or Mr. Brown.
Go. So brother, when you was walking past, you was listening to music, right? Well, a lot of our young men, they listen to drill like my brother was saying. But the reason why they do it, why they rap wickedness, is because they get paid big money for rapping about killing each other. And this is one of the curses that I was going to bring out. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 54. So the man that is tender among you, and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. This is how we are now. Tottenham versus this ends versus that ends. Jamaica versus Barbados. All of us are divided and conquered. Look what it says. And towards the wife of his bosom. So for our nations, we are the highest in single parent households. Then it says, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
Single parent households, you know, the father's not there.
Domestic
you know
violence.
I mean? This is why they rap about these things, and it's mainly directed towards our people, because we're the ones that are lost and destroyed. You don't see the so-called China man listening to Cardi B, do you? Do you know what I mean? But she's in the top, she's in the charts, you know, and this is a sign. This is showing that our women will become whores. Our men will, like it said, we used to be loving towards each other. We'd say, you know, how you doing, you know, how's your family? But now, when you see another brother, you look at him, you're like, what are you looking at? Where are you from? Do you know what I mean? This is a curse on the people, you know?
This is Amos chapter 7 and verse 17.
Yep.
Thus saith the Lord, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. See?
Yeah, so our wives, our daughters will be harlots in the city. And that's what we see. In the summer, when the sun comes out, just know that it's so-called black women that are dressing in hot pants and showing bare skin. You know, you'll see, going carnival,
Latinos. Dressed
up in madness. But you look at the other nations, they're covered up still. Do you know what I mean? So it's showing you these curses are put on us as a people. That's how we identify that we are the children of Israel. But we need to come back to him
God's
now.
chosen people.
Do you know what I'm saying? And this is why.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7.
Amos 7:17. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the streets, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land.
That's what happened to us. All of us went into captivity. All our daughters and our sons were sold and died, by the sword. And the sword, the modern day sword, would be like the gun and the knife. You know, knife. Man are knifing each other down.
Zombies and
You know what I mean?
Even the other nations are considered as a sword against us.
Against us. That bring judgment against us. But look, this is what the Most High said about.
For thou, Deuteronomy 7 verse 6, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
This is what the Most High said about the children of Israel. We're special people unto Him, you know, above all people. But why are we at the bottom if we're above all people? Do you know what I mean? Because we don't know who we are. We're not listening. Do you know what I mean? Get me Ezra 3 and 7. I'll do that after.
Yeah.
One more.
Ezra 3 and 7. No, 9 and 7.
9 verse 7. This is the book of Ezra, chapter 9 verse 7. Since the days of our fathers, we have been in great trespass unto this day, and for our iniquities we have sinned. Iniquities we have our kings and our priests, Salakia, being delivered into the hands of the kings of the land.
Because of our wickedness and us not listening, yeah, the Most High has given us into the hands of these wicked nations, like the so-called white man, the Arab man, the Chinese, to the sword, to the sword, to captivity, and to a spoil, and to confusion of face, as it is this day. So even today, the Most High said we would be confused. We wouldn't know who we are, you know. And this is the thing now, yeah. We've brought out a few things. The reason why we're in this position is because we're not keeping the commandments. Do you know any commandments? Do you go on. Give me a couple. Go on. Give me just any commandment. Yeah, whatever you know. Just give me one. No? See, this is why though, because we don't know any commandments, we might do something that the Most High tells us not to, and we won't know it. Do you understand?
Wait, you know the story about Cain and Abel, right? Cain and Abel. The first two, the brother, right? The one that killed Adam's children in Genesis. What did Cain do to Abel? Huh? He killed him, right? Cain killed his brother Abel, right? So there's a commandment, thou shalt not kill.
And that's basic. Thou shalt not steal. You know, they know the 10 commandments.
Don't lie.
Yeah, that's basics. You know, a lot of the like the laws of the land go by that. If you kill someone, you're gonna get arrested. You're gonna go to court, and they're gonna judge you accordingly. You know, but this was all from the Bible, and these laws were given to Israel. So, like for example, we're meant to keep the Sabbath day. Yeah, so get me Exodus 20 and 8. Yeah, this is another commandment in the 10 as well. That, you know, I don't know if the pastor's telling you.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So we're meant to remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy.
Right.
So remember in the last scripture it said, we are a holy people unto the Most High. So that word holy means separate, set apart. You know, we're meant to be, so on the Sabbath day, we're not meant to be like how we usually are on every other day. We're meant to be different, set apart, holy. You know, we're meant to be holy every day, really, but on the Sabbath, most specific.
Remember the Sabbath day. Salakia. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. To keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy works. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So basically, on the Sabbath day, we're not meant to work. We're not meant to do any work in the household, work for hire. You know, we're meant to keep it holy. Do you know when there's, servile work, no servile work. You know, you're meant to rest. It's our day of rest. You know, the Most High made everything in 6 days, and He rested on the 7th. So that's a Sabbath for us. Yeah, do you understand that? Do you know when's the 7th day of the week? Sunday. But who told you that? Yeah, so get Daniel 7:25. So basically, Sunday is actually the first day of the week.
Yeah? This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. And he, Daniel 7 and 25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and he shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
And
To
think
change
times and laws.
And they shall be given into his hand until the time and the dividing of time.
So the people that are ruling this earth right now, they change times and laws. Do you know what I mean? So that we won't know who we are, so we wouldn't wake up. So the 7th day is actually Saturday. That's the 7th day of the week. And then the thing is, in the old calendars on your phone, it used to be like that, but they've changed it now. They've actually put that. Oh, yours is still like that. Yes.
Show that to the camera.
Yes.
Put that on camera.
Yeah, so Sunday is actually the first day, so Saturday is the real Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
So we need to
Wednesday,
keep
Thursday,
Saturday
Friday,
holy, not Sunday. When the pastors, I don't know what they say about the Sunday in pastors in the church and that, but Saturday is the 7th day of the week.
This is the book of Psalms. 100. Psalms 148 and verse 14. He also exalteth the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise thee, Yahweh.
So basically, yeah, man, the saints are the Israelites. Do you know what I'm saying? And eventually, when the Most High comes back and brings judgment, this is what all the other nations are going to be doing. If you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, because we shouldn't be at the bottom, we should be on the top. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's when the world will be at peace. Because when the wicked rule, yeah, the people mourn. You understand? What?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 16.
This is Isaiah 49 and verse 22. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set them in their standing to the people, and they shall bring their sons in their arms, and their daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders, and the kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and thy queens thy nursing mothers, and they shall bow down to thee with thy face towards the earth, and lift up the dust of thy feet. And they shall know that I am the Lord, for I am not ashamed, for that wait for me.
That's right. So at one point in time, we was doing that to them because we had no other choice. Otherwise, we'd get lynched and stoned and that. But yeah, Isaiah 60:14. So eventually, if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and the Most High has mercy upon us, He's gonna make the saints, Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that we are part of that number, to rule this earth. You know what I'm saying? In righteousness, not in wickedness. You know.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 14. The sons of the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow down themselves down to the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion, the Holy One of Israel.
Right. So basically, his forefathers were probably putting us in chains and that. And you know, his granddad's granddad, you know, but it's going to change, you know. But we need to really keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, though. You know, that is the only thing. Yeah, we're not worried about these other, we're worried about the Most High. And that when it's time for us to be judged, that we're not on the wrong side of the Most High. Because the Most High does everything, you know that, don't you? Like you, wherever you was going, the Most High made you come up here and hear the words. You do know that, innit?
Proverbs 20:24.
Yeah? Go on, get that for him. Get that for him. Because everything is of the Most High. You know?
What did you call it?
Proverbs 20:24.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way?
Yeah, man's goings of the Lord. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you think you're going to do this today and that, the Most High is the one that directs your path. So really and truly, you want to be able to do it, him to guide you in righteousness. You know? You understand?
Psalms chapter 37 and verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his ways.
The steps of a good man are delighted by the Lord. So if you're a good man and you're keeping them, they are ordered by the Lord. So if you're doing well and the Most High, you know, thinks you're doing the right thing, He's gonna order you in the right way. Do you understand? Is there more? Or is that it? Alright, so yeah, give me this. This is another commandment now. How you doing, bro? You alright? You believe in the Most High? Yeah, so what we're doing, we're showing the brother some commandments that we need to keep. Do you understand? Because the reason why we're in a situation that we are as a people, like, what's your nationality? Ghanaian. Yeah, so what tribe? Like, what tribe are you from? Do you know your tribe out there? Yeah, exactly. So the reason why us as a people are going through certain things, like for example, you know, why we're on the bottom and that is black on black crime, us killing each other, is because we're not keeping the commandments of the Most High. That's what we're out here trying to show now. So this is a commandment, yeah? So read it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 8. And the swine.
You know what swine is? Swine, yeah, it's pig. Yeah, you're hearing that, brother? Swine. Swine is pig. Pig, yeah?
And the swine, because he divideth the hoofs, yet he cheweth not the cud. It is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor their carcass ye shall touch.
So basically, we're not meant to eat that. It's unclean to us. Do you understand? So bacon, pork, sausages, all of that, we're not meant to eat that. That's a dietary law. Yeah? Did you know that? Yeah. We need to put that down. We need to eat. And you know, there might even be in them as well. So, some of them, if they're not halal, they have pork gelatin. You know that? You do know that, innit? So yeah, we need to stop eating that, man, because that's going to destroy us. The Most High, we brought it out to the brother earlier, that our temple is it's meant to be holy. So whatever we put in our temple is going to defile us. If the Most High said that pork and pig is unclean, swine, we're not meant to put it in us. Do you understand? Yeah, so no, go to gelatin. Yeah, that's what I just mentioned to him. If that's not halal, that will have pork gelatin in it. Yeah, you know, you can get beef gelatin. So there's halal is the one, but if that's not halal, that's gonna, you know. So you have to think about these things.
these shall ye eat. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 9. These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters, all that have fins and scales. All that have fins and scales ye shall eat. Whatsoever have not fins and scales, ye may not eat. It is unclean unto you.
The fucking pencil to top of the fucking power.
Alright.
He's already got
Madness. So yeah,
the
that's
spirit.
Satan. That's Satan trying to take. So did you hear what that said? So if anything out of the waters, it needs to have fins and scales. So does lobster have fins and scales? It doesn't. There's crab,
go even straight there.
shrimp, prawns, all of that seafood don't have no fins and scales. So the only thing that we can eat that comes out of the water has to have fins and scales. Fish, which would be like salmon, bream, sea bass. Do you know what I mean? Serious. This is why we're in the position that we're in, because let's read another curse for him. Read another, because there's a reason. Like for example, I brought out to the brother. You see, like the rappers and the drill artists and all that. They're usually so-called blacks, innit? They're always talking about gunning a man down or running down and off and all that. You know what I mean? There's a reason why they've done that, because it's causing division against our own people. The more that we're in sin, the more that these wicked rulers are in control. You understand? Yeah? Go on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 48. Therefore, 54, can't. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 54. So the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
So yeah, it's showing that we would be evil towards each other. We'll see each other and mean mug each other. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the postcode wars, they call it black on black crime. You understand? Oh yeah, Trident, black on black crime. And the thing is, what colour are you? What's your national? You say you're Ghanaian. What when they say colour, what would you say? Black. But are you really black? Your top's black. You see what I'm saying? This is the words they gave us. Get 37 again. You got any questions? Yeah, just listen. Take this in, man, because this is life. Get me a Proverbs.
And even the name, right? One second. Even the name, right? You see, Thursday for the woman, it's called Yah. Remember Kofi. What's the other name for a man? They got Kofi. They got Kwame. Right? Yeah. So these are the names for each of the days, right? So the name for the woman is Yah from the Thursday, isn't it? Now Yah is the name of the Most High. They'll say Kumbaya, Hallelujah. Alright, Yah, these are the dialects, these are the names that we still hold to this day. Like Nana. Nana, it means in Jamaica, Nana means grandparent. Understand? Same for the, so like you see that same connection that the Jamaicans and the Ghanaians and they have, it's the Hebrew dialect. So Na in the Hebrew means seed. And Nana means seed upon seed upon seed, that continue, meaning generate, like grandmama. That's in the Hebrew. So now Ashan in Hebrew means smoke. Ashan, and Ash means fire. Understand? So this dialect that we held today are still Hebrewic. Alright? So that language barrier, we don't have like a barrier with the Hebrew. We are connected. We can actually find ourselves through the language. Understand? And we found that the Akans know that they come from Israel. They know that the Akans, the Bantus, the Yoruba, right? Yeah, they have the fringes, they have laws. Right? They blow trumpets. You know, they do that, right? That's a custom in Ghana. They blow the trumpets, right? Yeah, so these are the law of the trumpets is in the Jericho, right? Remember they went around Jericho, they blew the trumpets and they came trembling down. These are the traditions of the Hebrews that have not been left from the west coast of Africa, from Congo, to Cape Vernon. Right? From Congo to Sierra Leone to Senegal, Angola, these places, they have the same traditions. The Bantus, the Akans have the same traditions as the southern kingdom of Israel. And we're the same as the northern kingdom of Israel, the Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the same, we all add up to the 12 tribes of Israel. Now these are something that the pastor is not telling us.
So we're all the same people. We've all gone through these curses. Because in Deuteronomy 28, it shows us blessings and curses for the Israelites. If we don't listen, we're gonna feel and we're gonna go through this and that. And this is what the brother was just saying. Get 37 again, quick.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
So no matter what nation you go to, like the Chinaman's got a name for a black man. You know, the Indians got a name for the black man. Like, yeah, for the Israelites, so-called black man. You get me? So it's a byword. So calling yourself black, nigger, even Ghanaian is a byword.
Ashan is not a byword.
Yeah.
Ashan is in the Bible.
Yeah, it's in Hebrew.
That's the tribe of Judah and Simeon.
Exactly. So this is why we need to know these things. So get another commandment.
The tribe of Simeon.
So we just showed the brother that we need to keep the Sabbath day holy. So what's the 7th day of the week? No, see? No, it's Saturday. This is where we've been lied to. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's the first day of the week. So the Sabbath is actually today. Do you understand? So we need to keep it holy. You know, that's a commandment.
They changed the laws. They changed it so that Sunday everyone will be worshipping the sun god. And yeah, the Romans, after when they changed it, we all started following their customs. So now even things like Christmas and Easter, all of these things that we celebrate, it's in the Bible that we're not supposed to do them. But because we're following the customs of the white man, we're further from our laws. So it keeps us in sin, so we're right at the bottom. And when we start keeping our laws and we start remembering, yo, we're supposed to keep the Sabbath. Christmas, we're not supposed to celebrate.
And birthdays, all of that. We're not supposed to celebrate none of that. You know what I mean?
The first month. Remember, it says the first day is meant to be Sunday, right? The first month of the year is not meant to be January either. The first month of the year is meant to be March, April time, because they call you an April Fool. They tax everyone in April. So why does the tax year start in April but the new year starts in January? It don't make sense.
Teach kings.
These people are fooling us because they think we're dumb because we're niggers. We're smarter than them, really and truly, man. We created all the in Ghana, Nigeria, Congo. They have the smartest people in the world. They invent all the inventions are created by slaves that went into America. A lot of them from Ghana and Nigeria. Congo.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 5 and verse 17. And whilst they sinned not before their God.
So when we don't sin, before our God,
they prospered.
So basically when we sin, these other nations prosper. No.
And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered.
So when we don't sin, we prosper. But
because God that hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from their way, which he had appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into the land which was not theirs.
So basically, when we don't keep the commandments, the Most High is not with us, and then we get destroyed, man. We get beaten in battles. We get, spoiled upon. They rape our women. They take us captive. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, go on.
Captives into lands which was not theirs.
Yeah.
And the temple of their God was cast to the ground.
Yeah.
And their cities were taken by their enemies.
See, so now we had all these things. Like if you read the Bible in Jerusalem, you know, when David and Solomon were ruling, yeah, the kingdom was great. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they had everything. All the other nations were in subjection to them. Do you see what I mean? But they destroyed it because we didn't listen. The Most High put these enemies and they destroyed our temple and us as a people. Go on, finish on 20, yeah?
Slakia. Slakia, where was I?
That's why you can't put things away, bro. You can't keep it open at all times. You don't shut the Bible. Verse 19.
Can't, 19. But now they return to their gods and are come up from their places where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem. Their sanctuary is and are seated in the hill, and as it was done for desolate. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
That's it.
Let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
So the heathens even know this. The other nations know that if we sin against our Most High power, then it will be our ruin. And that's why we are in the situation that we are in today. You know, because we're not keeping the commandments. So like even the simplest thing, like not knowing that the Sabbath is a Saturday and the 7th day of the week is a Saturday is a big thing. Do you know what I mean?
Like crazy, like having Christmas.
Yeah.
Like Jesus was born in December.
Yeah.
Like them to think that so-called Jesus was born in December the 25th is a madness, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That alone is a mad
in the
thing.
winter time. And that he's a so-called
and he wanted us, and even that he wanted us to praise his birthday. And nowhere in the Bible does it say that we are meant to praise Jesus' birthday, so-called Jesus' birthday. You get it? Like that's idol worshiping. What color is Jesus as well? You don't know? In the movies.
In the movies it's white, but this is why we got it, because even that, not knowing this is like we're in line. Sorry?
This is Psalms chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
So these other nations have come together. You know, like when you see the G8 summit, they all sit round the table. The United Nations, they sit round and they conspire against us. This is what the Most High is saying. Go on.
They had said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites. So Edom, the Caucasians.
So
the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes.
So the Edomites, they're the so-called white man. The Ishmaelites are the Arab man. The Moabites are the Chinese man, and the Hagarenes are the East Africans. You know, like the Ethiopians, Libyans, Eritreans. You know, these people are come together to stop us from knowing who we are.
And our Sabbath days.
Yeah, our laws, our customs. But there's holy days that we're supposed to keep, like the Passover. You know, the Feast of Tabernacles, the Feast of Trumpet, Pentecost. These days we're meant to keep, but not Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day. They actually put a Mother's Day now and a Father's Day.
Happy birthday, man.
Do you know what that's doing? That's idol worship. So you know, like, do you celebrate your birthday? Yeah, so when you celebrate your birthday, you have that sort of vibe of like, yeah, it's my birthday. Like, it's my day today. You get me? That's idol worship. You're putting yourself on a pedestal. Do you know what I mean?
Job 3
The
and 1.
Most High.
Job chapter 3 verse 1.
So we're meant to put the Most High first before anything. Do you know what I mean?
You see, like we were saying about birthdays and all that, right? And idol worshipping and that, right? It's the pastor should be telling you about not doing these things. Jeremiah 10 as well says that, all right? But you see, candles on the right hand side, we've got 7 candlesticks that we'd light, all right? And then we'll rehearse and read scriptures, right? On certain holy days, certain days in the year, and on the Sabbath days, right? We'll light the candles. Now, when you do anything with on the right hand side, they've got also the same thing on the left hand side.
That's right.
So now witches, don't you see, and wizards, don't you see they in the movies, they got the candle lights as well, right? They got the potions and they'll chant things over the things. The same thing is done on a little lighter scale with your birthday. You got a cake, you light candles, they'll say, how old are you now? All of that stuff, it's a chanting. You understand? To put a spell. They're putting spells on the people.
Right.
It's witchcraft within the paganism. Yeah, shalom, sister.
Yeah, man, the brother's totally right, man. You know, whatever we try and do in righteousness, they're doing it on the left hand, but in wickedness. That's why, like, you know, like we was talking about the music and that, and how they, you know, it's about killing our brothers and our women being bad beasts. They actually do witchcraft and wizardry over these songs before they release them. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, or voodoo or whatever. So like when you listen to these things, they get stuck in your head. Do you see what I mean? Like, have you had I know you've had a song that's been in your head and you're like, rah, this is stuck in my head. Why is it stuck in my head?
What's the song for Rihanna? Umbrella. I bet you don't know none of the lyrics, but you know Ella, you know that bit?
Yeah. Bro, this is why. This is why we need to be diligent and know that everything that is out there is to make us go against the Most High. Do you know what I'm saying? So go on, what was that precept? Job, go on.
This is the book of Job, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Yeah, go on.
And after this opened his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which I was said, there is a man-child conceived.
Yeah, Job even said, curse the day that I was born. And Job was a perfect man. He was upright and he hated evil. You know? Yeah, he didn't care about birthdays. Even in Genesis 40, I think it's 49, the Pharaoh had his birthday and made all our people worship it. No, not 49, I think it's 30 something. Yeah, so basically birthdays, we're not meant to deal with birthdays. We're not meant to deal with Christmas and all that. We're meant to deal, go on.
Jeremiah chapter 10. Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Now remember, we keep talking about Israel. Remember, the Bible keeps saying Israel, 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 right? That's what the pastor should be doing. That's why they don't really go into the Old Testament.
Right.
Hear ye the words, Jeremiah 10 and 1. Hear ye the words which the Lord Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel, Yasha'Allah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed of the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Right.
For the signs of heaven.
What's that? Deuteronomy. Yeah, so basically, you know the signs of the heaven, like the zodiac and the star signs and all that. Yeah, these heathens are dismayed at that. You know, they look to that. They actually worship those things. You know, that's like, you know, star signs, Mystic Meg and all that. People actually look into all this stuff, you know?
You can't do that, right? It's against the Most High to have zodiac signs and care about that stuff, right? For the customs For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Yeah, so one cuts a tree out of the forest.
Are you hearing this, brother?
Brother, you hearing this? Go on.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
What does that sound like? So basically, read that again.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest,
So one they cut a tree out of the forest.
the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
Deck the tree with silver and gold.
Deck the halls
Like they
with
put like all gold stuff and silver on the tree. What does that sound like?
What's deck the halls with like, what song do you sing on the...
No, but this is what I'm saying. So basically, you're saying the heathen are dismayed at this, yeah, because their customs are vain. They cut a tree out of the forest, yeah, and they bring it home. They fasten it on so it doesn't move, and then they put gold and silver around it. What does that sound like?
What does it sound like, bro?
Christmas trees, the pine tree. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what this is going into, you know. Jeremiah's showing that this is what the heathens do, you know. Yeah, the other heathens, the other nations.
Read it one more time.
Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold, and they fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither is it in them to do good.
These trees and this Christmas tree, they actually worship it, and they put a star on the top and all that. And that's what the heathens do, and we're not meant to do that. We're not meant to worship none of that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So have you got any questions?
So like here, and even with the Christmas tree, the custom of it, what do you do? One of the commandments, you don't bow down to any other god.
Yeah.
To get your presents from under the Christmas tree, what do you have to do? To bow down to it.
Yes, and it's a present as well. It's wrapped in a gift. It's like, you know, it's a gift destroys your heart, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So this is why we need to come back to the Shalom, King, man. This is why we need to remember who we are, man, because the reason why we're in this position is because we're not listening. Yeah? If you have to listen to the Most High, man, and come back to the commandments. Get another commandment. Get yeah, that's a good one actually. Yeah. Go.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7.
Yeah.
Wait. Get Revelations 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, can't.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter, let me go 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, Hawashai in the Hebrew, which God gave unto him to show to his servants, things which must shortly come to pass. And he signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
So he showed John this.
Who bear record of the word of God and of the testimony of Jesus Christ, Hawashai in the Hebrew, and of all the things that he saw.
So basically, John got the revelation of what so-called Jesus Christ, Yahushua, looked like. And this is what it looked like. Go on.
It says,
13.
and I turned to see a voice that spake with me, and being turned I saw, verse Revelation 1 and verse 12, and I turned to see the voice that spoke with me, and being turned I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks,
So in between the 7 golden candlesticks,
and in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man,
so the Son of Man is Yahweh Shai, yeah, so-called Jesus Christ, yeah.
clothed with a garment down to the foot.
He had a garment on that was down to his foot. So yeah, so if you have a long foot, you can still see the top of your feet, isn't it?